Do we have an interesting subject for you today? We are talking about the vampire fish. This is one scary looking animal, and I would never swim where they are because they can seriously hurt you. Do yourself a favor, stop whatever you are doing and take a look at this video. If you thought piranhas were scary, you have another thing coming. It is called the payara, but so are 3 other fish. Confused yet? Watch this. Here are the interesting facts you should know about the vampire fish. Physical description. This specific pariah is called the Hydrolycus scombroides. There are only 4 species described in the genus Hydrolycus. They are also part of a group of species called the dogtooth tetra. The word Hydrolycus comes from the Greek words hydro, meaning water, and lykos, meaning wolf. Therefore, the vampire fish is actually also the water wolf. Scared yet? Do not be, because the second word is scombroid, derived from scombros, tuna, mackerel, paired with the suffix oids, similar to. They are thus water wolves, similar to mackerel. These fish are scary, and their most outstanding feature is their bottom teeth. These teeth can have a length of 30 centimeters, 1 foot, but have been measured up to 51 centimeters, 1.7 feet. This fish itself can be up to 1.17 meters, 3.8 feet in total length, and can weigh in at 17.8 kilograms, 39 pounds. The fact that a fish like this can have teeth almost half the length of its body is because the teeth fit snugly into 2 bone sheaths in its skull. Hydrolycus scombroides is colored silvery with a dark spot behind the orbicle and another near the pectoral fin. In adults, the tail has a dusky or basal color, turning paler and more transparent towards the tip. The payara is also known as the saber-toothed barracuda, vampire fish, saber-tusked barracuda, or vampire tetra. They are a popular addition to aquariums with large aggressive fish in them. This fish can only thrive in a large aquarium and can only mix with relatively large species, as smaller ones will be seen by it as potential prey. They are streamlined for power and speed. Because they have fan-shaped caudal fins, it helps them swim in choppy currents and rapids. They have bony faces which hide large gills. Do not confuse it with the Hydrolycus armatus, also called the payara. Hydrolycus armatus is a species of dogtooth characin found in fresh water in South America. It is sometimes also known as the payara, just like the H. scombroides. The reported maximum length of this fish is 89 centimeters, 2.92 feet, but there have been recorded specimens up to 95 centimeters, 3.12 feet in Venezuela, and more than 100 centimeters, 3.3 feet in Brazil. It typically weighs up to 8.5 kilograms, 19 pounds, but can reach almost 18 kilograms, 40 pounds. In general, these fish are smaller than the vampire fish, and their teeth are smaller and do not fit into sheaths, but rather pass by the sides of their heads. They also look less scary, but definitely as ugly. Habitat and taxonomic status of the vampire fish. Their locality is given simply as Brazil, but this species is currently understood to be widespread in the central and upper Amazon River system in Brazil, Bolivia, Peru, and Ecuador, with the Rio Tapajós in Brazil appearing to mark the downstream limit of its range. 1 or 2 have, however, been spotted as far south as Paraguay. The ideal water conditions for this fish is a temperature of 24 to 28 degrees Celsius, a pH of 6.0 to 8.0, and water hardness of 36 to 268 parts per million. They are benthropelagic, which means they live at the bottom of the river. It likes clear, fast-moving water with many currents, so you will often find them near rapids and at the bottoms of waterfalls. Its taxonomic status tells us what its species family tree is. The vampire's fish, Hydrolycus scombroides, taxonomic status goes as follows. The fish is from the kingdom Animalia, animal. Then the subkingdom Bellateria, animals with bilateral symmetry as an embryo. Then infrakingdom Deuterostomia, the position of the anus and mouth, as with most animals. Then phylum Chordata, animals with a backbone. We further subdivide into subphylum Vertebrata, animals with vertebrae, and next is infraphylum Natastomata, animals with jaws. Then superclass Oxythes, the way most fishes look. That is followed by class Actinopterygii, ray-finned fish, and subclass Neoterygii, subclass of ray-finned fishes built for speed. Then infraclass Telostai, fishes with bone. Then superorder Austereophysi, another subclass of fish. Order Carassiforms, another subclass of fish. Then we have family Cynodontidae, predatory fish of South America. That is followed by a scary one, subfamily Cynodontinae, fish with canines. Then for the doozy, we get to genus Hydrolycus. These are 4 species of fish who are called Payara. The other 3 are Hydrolycus armatus, Hydrolycus tateua, and Hydrolycus wallacei. See the possibility for confusion? That Payara refers to 4 different fish, and species Hydrolycus scomborides, the vampire fish, is just one of them. Therefore, most people do not even know what they are talking about when they talk about a Payara. Diet of the vampire fish. The vampire fish is capable of consuming surprisingly large prey. They are even known to eat each other. A dead vampire fish was once found lodged in the mouth of a live vampire fish. The cannibal survived the encounter and swam away. Like the vast majority of predatory fishes, this species is ichthyophagous, which simply means it eats other fishes, including piranhas. It may, however, eat non-fish prey that enters its habitat. Fishermen who catch these fish are incredibly careful of their razor-sharp teeth that can cut its victims to the bone. Vampire fish are known to consume amounts of food up to 50% of their body mass. Vampire fish like to dart into a school of fish and catch their victims in the ensuing panic. Their fangs basically function as spears, and they use them for stabbing and then holding on to their victims. Some smaller prey is swallowed whole, but larger creatures are ripped apart with the vampire's fish dagger-like teeth. Other prey might be held behind the fangs like they are in prison cells before they are consumed. More fascinating facts about the vampire fish. Hydrolycus scomborides is also a carrier of the Braga patagonica and Brassergazelus mamarensis parasites. When it comes to its usefulness, it is used as a game fish and has minor viability for commercial fisheries, but its demand is increasing in the aquarium trade. The species is available for purchase within the United States and other countries. Are they endangered? The Payara has not been evaluated by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, IUCN, so there's no official word on its extinction status. Are they aggressive? Yes. In the wild, they are ferocious prowling hunters looking for their next meal. They do not let anything get in the way of their meals. They have been known to chase off medium and large-sized fish so that these in turn do not scare off fish they want to eat. They hate being crowded in aquariums and are described as moody and temperamental fish on a good day, but when you force them to defend their territory, they get aggressive as well. Vampire fish are solitary creatures. They sometimes tolerate others of their kind in small groups. It is assumed that they mainly come together for mating and migrating. Vampire fish have not been known to attack humans. There are no recorded cases anywhere. They will, however, defend themselves if they are trapped, and their flailing about after being caught on a fishing line has been known to cause serious injury to those fishermen with insufficient patience and care. How do you catch a vampire fish? Any good fisherman would like to catch a vampire fish. Some may be looking for a meal, while others may be just looking for the bragging rights of snagging a vampire fish on their own. There are many sport fishermen who travel to Ecuador annually in the hopes of snagging a vampire fish. To catch a Payara, live bait is the best option. If anything is wriggling on the line, it will attract the attention of the hopefully hungry, meat-eating vampire fish. Some fishermen use a technique where they jerk their rods to simulate the frenzy of a piranha attack. Since vampire fish also feed on piranhas, they could see the bubbles and the motion and assume that a meal is nearby. Once you have snagged a vampire fish, the next step is getting it out of the water and into the boat or onto dry land. Vampire fish fight ferociously to free themselves from fishing hooks. It is rare for a fisherman to get one under control, and because they fight so fiercely, a fisherman stands the chance of getting seriously cut by its teeth. There are no known predators of the Payara. It is possible that they might fall victim to aggressive freshwater species like the caiman, but there is no record of this happening. Vampire fish have a relatively short lifespan. The really strong ones might live for 2 years or more, but most of them only live for 6 to 12 months. A vampire fish tends to die suddenly without any symptoms beforehand. It has been speculated that it might have something to do with the buildup of the nitrogenous waste in their bodies. Since they eat a lot, they also expel a lot of waste, and it does not take long for that to reach toxic levels. During the rainy seasons in their native habitats, vampire fish will migrate upstream. This might have something to do with breeding, or it might be related to the availability of their food sources. Unfortunately, nobody seems to know for sure. This, and the fact that extraordinarily little is known about the breeding habits and breeding cycle of the vampire fish, means it is still a very mysterious species. It is probably a matter of time before someone studies them. The data from the vampire fish in captivity is not really very useful because they do not fare well in aquariums. They are smaller and less aggressive than their free cousins. It is therefore difficult to know a lot about them. And with that, I am out of here. Whatever you are doing next, enjoy it, and I hope to see you back here next time.